The Spurs. For Rick Weitzman, I'm Mark Brown. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the world.
Right off the bat. They're running the basketball, rebounding. They've been devastating inside.
The only negative note for New Orleans is that Baron Davis is on the bench with 2 fouls, but he hit both of his field goals, and he had 3 assists, taking the pass from Wesley to the rack. And now watch Davis on one of his 3 assists.
They've beaten the Philadelphia 76ers at their own game early on. They're running the ball at them. They're knocking down outside shots. Wesley's been amazing to start this game off. Jamal Mashburn started off well despite that broken finger. This is a big, scary team.
P.J. Brown sits. He, too, has 2 fouls. So, again, that's the only negative here. With New Orleans leading by 10. Iverson pops another 3. And the Sixers close to within 7 here.
You start talking too soon. And those last 2 threes by Allen Iverson, as soon as he shot them and he hit the floor, he started backpedaling. He knew they were good. And I'm telling you right now, Brent, his jumper looks really nice. It's soft. He's got perfect rotation on it. And he's shooting that ball with a ton of confidence.
We're going to take a break. New Orleans explodes early, but Allen Iverson's leading the Sixers back. Timeout.
It's New Orleans leading Philadelphia 27-20.
Let's take a look now at our Bud Light on the floor. The players who have moved out, and again, Paul Silas has had to go to his bench because of early foul trouble. But for the 76ers, Larry Brown has sent McKee onto the floor with Iverson. Thomas Williams now out there along with Hill. Wesley, Pack, Mashburn, Muiso, and McGlure for New Orleans. Now the Hornets numbers, and they are very, very impressive. This game was tied at 2. Then they took a 15-2 lead in the game. And David Wesley here shot.
All right, he really got going. Coming off the screen, immediately catches the ball, turns around. Nice turnaround jumper. Then out running the floor. He had to catch his pass. It was behind him. Allen Iverson played terrific defense. Nice pass by Baron Davis. Then he goes outside, and you can't lose him in transition. This play here really typified the way the Hornets started. He started on the left side of the floor, dribbled all the way around to the right side, and still was able to get to the bucket.
Allen Iverson has 11 of Philadelphia's 20 points in this game. Wesley missing into McKee's hands. So the benches now move center stage, and you'll see what the depth situation is going to be like here tonight. Thomas stays on the floor, one of the few starters out there with that fine jump hook in the lane for the 76ers, and the lead is now 5. They're on an 8-0 run, Philadelphia is.
Thomas has had a nice series, and he shows you he could score down low as well.
Silas and New Orleans miss Baron Davis. McGlure on the drive, but gets it back after the miss. The hook, yes, it'll roll in.
That was just determination. Getting his own offensive rebound and really forcing that shot up, just trying to out-muscle everybody. McGlure is one of the better finishers in the game around the bucket. He always finishes with a dunk.
Pack trying to stay up with Allen Iverson. Puts a move on him. Fires just inside the three-point arc.
He's playing some ball today, Brent. They're going to have to somehow get that ball out of his hands if he gets even hotter. I can't imagine him getting hotter than he is right now.
Mashburn behind his back. Gets it back. Hill defended. McGlure backs in again, and they cannot stop number 21 here in the early going.
They're so big. You had Monty Williams down on him on the block. Monty about 6'7", 6'8". McGlure pushing about 6'11". It's a lot of inches, a lot of weight to give away in the block area.
Iverson wants to clear out again. Do the foul. Allen Iverson single-handedly keeping the 76ers in this game.
His game right now is on another level. Coming off the screen here, immediately up with it. Look at that rotation. The one thing I learned watching Allen Iverson this year, not only is he a brilliant scorer, but he's an excellent, excellent shooter. And like I've said plenty of times, there is a difference between shooters and scorers. He's both.
Van Horn returns for the Sixers lineup. Hit all 3 of his three-point attempts here tonight. Adds another free throw. He has been a one-man show for the 76ers here in the early going. He has scored 9 points in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds for Philly.
And he's moving extremely quickly right now, just at a different level, different pace than everybody else.
Rattles out for Mashburn, picked up by the 76ers, and you know who. Number 3 sends it on over now to McKee, who makes the play call. Hill's down low. Van Horn's going to use a screen and come over to the right-hand side. They're going to exchange on the baseline. Iverson now looks into the corner. Van Horn waits over there. Clear out for Iverson. Pull it out. Fire the 3. Misses this time into Wesley's hands. Sixers back defensively. Wesley, bad shot that time early in the shot clock count. And the Sixers at the buzzer. That's why he took that shot. Honestly, let me apologize to him. I didn't realize that we were coming to the very end of the first quarter. So my apologies. That was a pretty good shot.
Yeah, he had to take that one.
Baron Davis started off red hot. Took the high pass from Wesley. Jamal Mashburn playing with the broken finger on his shooting hand. And Allen Iverson keeping the Sixers right in it. The stars are out. It's New Orleans. It's Game 6. The Sixers for the second time looking for a knockout punch. Doesn't get any better than New Orleans ever for a big game. And we've got one tonight in the NBA. Game 6. I'm having trouble with my partners. You know, Sean Elliott's got the PGA Tour in town this weekend. He's now a 10 handicap. He wants to go out there.
I'm ready to get out there and swing away. Come on, let me out there.
and for other guys, Sal Masekela, I mean, this is Jazz Fest weekend. I don't know how long Sal's going to stay with us.
I'm a very happy camper since we're here in Jazz Fest. But you know what, guys? There's no real surprise that Charlotte has come out with this intensity. That game that they won in Game 5 was the first time that they'd ever beat Philadelphia in the postseason, as well as the first time they'd ever won a game where they were facing elimination. I talked to Eric Snow about trying to close these guys out, and he said, you know what? You have to be afraid because they're not afraid at all. They don't have to worry about anything other than the fact that they might be going home. We have to match their intensity for a full 48 minutes, and I guess that's what we're going to try and do right now.
Yeah, very good point. As Williams' shot is rejected and driven out of bounds by Jerome Moiso.
Moiso is an athlete extraordinaire. This guy can really sky. You see him catching that ball right at the apex. Really close call here. Ball looked like it was still just barely on the way up.
McKee misses from the corner, and the big tractor trailer is on the floor. Yanking down the board, Robert Traylor. Number 34, and we should say the Spelt Trailer. He's lost about 35 pounds. Baron Davis back, knocks down the 3-ball. What a difference he makes, Sean, with this New Orleans team.
No question about it. We're talking about a big, strong guard who can put the ball on the floor, has athletic ability, goes outside and can drain the jumper. And he's going to play defense on Allen Iverson. You can see him try to use his strength to overpower him.
Van Horn lost the handle, but McKee scoops. Pump fake, 2 on the shot. Excellent defense by George Lynch. Davis in a foot race inside McKee.
And that's on one good leg. Baron Davis able to get out there and beat 2 Philadelphia guards out in the open floor with the basketball.
Iverson crossover. Down low to Hill. Blocked by Moiso. His second rejection. Davis coming now into the paint. Cruising now left side and slowing it down. Lynch gives it back now. And Davis and Moiso. UCLA and Westwood. And a foul called against the 76ers. Watch the former Bruin here.
He can elevate, that's for sure. McKee here in a tough situation, trying to shoot this ball over Lynch and Traylor. Now watch Hill wide open underneath Moiso out of nowhere. Coming from that weak side, using that athletic ability, those long arms.
Well, a reminder now that over on ESPN2 at 10:30 Eastern, another Game 6, Mavericks and the Blazers will get underway over there. Davis from behind the back, pump fake on the key, up firing short, but into Lynch's hand. They reset. Courtney Alexander on the floor for New Orleans. Traylor pulls it out. Look at the svelte Traylor. Look at that big fella.
Well, you were in the meeting with me where Coach Silas said he's really worked hard this year. He's lost a lot of weight and he's looking good.
Iverson fouled. You gotta like, no, you gotta love a big man. And a big man that can move. You know, there's the buy. I don't see the weight. He's a 300-pounder, give or take 25 either way, depending on what he's had for breakfast. Yeah, gotta love it. Iverson now on the line.
Yeah, well, he had some good breakfast this morning, that's for sure. Nice little jab step, create some separation. Nice looking one-on-one offense.
When you're in New Orleans, my friend, you go to Mother's and you get jambalaya.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about some Commander's Palace, some emeralds.
Oh, you go to that top drawer stuff. Iverson knocks it down again. I go hang out with the cab drivers. You go with those people in tuxedos. Pretty good eats in this town, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty good eats. Davis now brings it across the timeline, and Snow's got him. There's the Trailer. Look, man just ran into me. You know, it was like a gnat hitting me, and he just bounced down.
Yeah, Trailer doesn't even feel that when Eric Snow runs into him.
He didn't even move. And Snow was bouncing off the hardwood. 2 fouls now on Eric.
Tell you what, battling Trailer underneath all night's got to take a lot out of you.
Alexander misfires on the shot, and Van Horn runs it down. So it has been pretty much a one-man act as far as the offense is concerned here tonight. Scooped up. Lynch is going to make a pass, thought better of it, and traveling is the call.
You give it to me, I give it right back. Eric Snow was trying to make a cross-court pass. Looked like he tried to hold up on it at the last minute. Sent a lame duck across the floor, and George Lynch came back and did the exact same thing.
Iverson just blew past Davis that time, but Moiso stayed right with him. Had his third rejection, and then Iverson outside to score. Wow. It's an 8.
Moiso's causing havoc. Nice block, but then Allen Iverson gets the ball back and says take that.
Davis from behind his left tackle finally backed away. And now Traylor going to come out and say, let me get the little man, let me rub him off again. Davis loses the handle. You know who's got it. Number 3. He's a more exciting little man in all of the NBA than Allen Iverson. Here comes Snow. Stolen by Traylor. This should be an easy 2. Davis got it. And Davis is coming up gimpy, folks. You've always got to watch that knee. And he's gimpy coming back, and he knows it.
And when he has to sprint down the floor like that, Courtney Alexander did not know that Allen Iverson was trailing that break. Davis is counting on him to kind of set a screen.
Iverson off the front of the iron now, and Snow comes up and the foul against Alexander. So we've got a timeout, and the key factor here will be Baron Davis going over to see the trainer.
Hey, good timeout. Go over there to the huddle, get a rub down.
He's the heart and soul of this New Orleans team. Timeout.
This update brought to you by Taco Bell. Kevin Frazier, Greg Anthony in the studio. We checked back to game 1 of our triple header, and it was all about Chauncey Billups, Greg.
I tell you what, he came out and set the tone for the Pistons and ensured that there would be a game 7 in Detroit.
He was 7 of 14 from the floor, a career high 40 points for Billups in the 103-88 win, guys.
All right, Kevin, there's the bracket right there, and you can see the top seed still alive. Detroit, Orlando, back to the Motor City for number 7. How surprised are you, Sean? You're shocked. Tell the truth. You thought Orlando was going to punch him out tonight.
I really thought they would. I really thought coming home that they would get the job done. But Detroit showing you why they're the number 1 seed in the East. And furthermore, Chauncey Billups showing everybody that he had a breakout year, and he's backing it up big time.
Allen Iverson trying to keep the Sixers in this. New Orleans trying to force a Game 7 back in Philadelphia on Sunday afternoon. Iverson's hammering again. No surprise there. Davis has stayed right there. Didn't seem to be receiving much medical attention either. He was asked about it. He said he's fine. Silas said he never wants to come out of any game ever. Back now to Van Horn. Here comes Snow with 6 on the shot. The pull up against Alexander's off to the right. Van Horn's got an offense. Goaltending. Wiesel missed that one.
Well, I know he was late, but he's still going after shots like he's possessed. He's going after everything in the lane. And even if he goaltends a few, it's almost like that old Georgetown theory with John Thompson and Patrick Ewing. Goaltend a couple shots and let them know that you're there.
Back to Alexander and 1. So Courtney Alexander's first field goal of the night. And he's on the free throw line.
Well, moving without the basketball always pays big rewards.
Second foul on Van Horn. Sean, didn't they pick up Alexander from the Wizards? Isn't that where they got him?
I believe he came over from the Wizards.
Because they needed a big guard to go along with Baron Davis. He's got some skills, that fella.
He's a big scoring guard. He's got athletic ability, and he has that ability to get hot and fill it up in a hurry.
Offensive foul. Goes over on the turnover. That's 2 now on Kenny Thomas. 7 fouls on the Sixers and 7 on the Hornets here in the early going in the first quarter with 7 minutes remaining. And New Orleans trying to force a Game 7 after being down to 3-1, just as Detroit did earlier tonight. Davis on the drive. Wow. Underhand scoop. Under fire. Log on to NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and more. Love it live on NBA.com. Turnover. Man didn't cut.
Eric Snow got knocked down, but you got to make eye contact and make sure that your man is standing before you make that pass. Baron Davis last time down the floor was spectacular. Underneath move in the air.
Traylor knocks Snow down again with a massive pick. Lynch misses that time, and Alexander.
You see how high Alexander was trying to get that board? He was skying.
You can see that ball in there trying to exercise that broken finger. It's the middle finger on the right hand. Ball basketball. So when he sits down over there, has a tendency to tighten up, so they've given him a rubber ball that he continuously squeezes over there while he's resting.
I don't know how he does it. Are you going to dribble the ball, shoot the ball, catch it, when you have that right middle finger that's broken? It's got to be in a lot of pain.
Davis misses. Scooped up on the move by McKee. Headman is Snow and gives it up now to the trailing man, Kenny Thomas, with authority.
Yeah, I think you could probably say that was with authority. He tried to rip the whole backstop out of the ground.
We've got a timeout.
Baron Davis, watch this underneath Derek Coleman's arm. Beautiful scoop shot. Incredible body control, balance, touch in the air. And watch Eric Snow. Beautiful pass to Kenny Thomas, who tries to murder the backstop.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs. Brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
10-point game. Allen Iverson, 7 of 14 from the field. He has missed his last 3-point attempts. His last 3 after hitting his first 3. But he still has 19 points. Baron Davis with 13, leading New Orleans His running mate David Wesley has 11. Well, here's the promo here now, our NBA calendar. ABC will have a game at 3 p.m. And if it comes out that the Blazers and Mavericks will play a game 7, they would go there. One thing we do know that TNT will have this doubleheader on Monday night. Celtics, Nets, and Lakers, Spurs. That'll be game 1 of their conference semifinal series. So that much we do know. Ours is very, very flexible and will depend on the outcome of the next couple of games, ESPN and ABC. Derek Coleman picking up his first foul. Out of bounds sideline. The Hornets exploding for 31 points in that opening quarter. Now Jamal Mashburn, good spin move baseline. Couldn't put it down. Tap Lynch, no. And an easy putback. No basket. Wave it off. Eddie F. Rush waved it off on the outside. Silas can't believe it.
Oh, it was definitely a late whistle. Derek Coleman was complaining to Kenny Maurer over on this right side. Allen Iverson came over to say, don't worry about it, we still got the call. The fans are certainly disappointed.
It was the first foul against George Lynch as Kenny Thomas bumps on PJ, and another whistle. This one blown by Nolan Fine.
Kenny Thomas trying to back his way in against P.J. Brown. And you have to remember, P.J. Brown is well respected in this league for the way he plays defense. One of the defensive stoppers, especially a big man. Whenever you have a big man on you, and you got that size, you have that ability to go outside, that's to your advantage. Backing him down is tough.
Big whistle. P.J. Brown picking up number 3. Sits. Sal, what did Larry Brown have to say to the Sixers?
Well, he was pretty perturbed in that last huddle. The one thing he did say is that you guys are taking bad shots and bad execution. And on defense, he said they've been to the line twice. Baron Davis is waltzing for these layups. He said at least make these guys go to the line, make them work for it. No more easy layups.
You like to look at McKee had, Sal. Larry Brown, of course, out of North Carolina. Loves the passing game. Not a big fan of guys standing around the perimeter, but Mashburn backed him down again and scored over the 76ers defense.
You're not going to stop Jamal Mashburn if you're going to let him get in the lane with the turnaround jumper. McKee fighting him early on, but eventually he comes up with the ball.
Gore picks up number 1. For a moment, I was watching out there to see if Baron Davis was going to get that number 3, but he did not.
All right, off to a much better game. I'll tell you what, I've had 3 for 17. I've had a few games like that in my career, and those are not fun. You just want to, after you leave the court, you just want to make sure you get back to the court as soon as possible and try to redeem yourself.
I had you in a fantasy league that night. I didn't like it either.
I bet you did. You were trying to trade me that night, weren't you? I've had a few of those, believe me.
Yeah, everybody goes through it. Here in New Orleans, standing room only crowd at the arena. From out of nowhere, New Orleans making a stand. Trailed 3-1, went up to Philadelphia and won a game 5 by 2 points with George Lynch, scoring 12 points in the fourth quarter. Here tonight, an explosion in the first quarter has put New Orleans in command. Glore, it almost looked like he couldn't believe he was that wide open when he turned around. He said, is this really our basket or should I go the other way?
You can tell he's a little out of his comfort zone. He wanted to put his back to the basket even though no one was guarding him. Right now, the Hornets are just pounding the offensive glass. Every time the shot goes up, you see white jerseys flying, buzzing around that bucket.
3:50 here in the half. John, what happened to Eldon Campbell here with New Orleans?
Well, you see Jamal McGlure, number 21, on the free throw lane. That's your number one reason. Jamal McGlure is an excellent finisher, a nice young player. And when you get caught up in those numbers games, you know somebody has to go. Especially when you can fortify your team at the guard spot, and you can make a trade to try to improve the rest of your team.
Iverson gave it to Coleman, who was fouled and on the free throw line.
You got all these young interior players. Look at Moiso. In his third year, excellent athlete. You got to find some time for a guy like that, Brent. You got to find time for McGlure.
There were a lot of scouts around the NBA who told us early on in the season that the team to watch by the time we got to the playoffs was New Orleans in the East because of their size and the skills of Baron Davis and Paul Silas' leadership. They then sort of faded a little bit, and when they fell behind 3-1 to Philly in the opening round of the 4-5 matchup, you sort of forgot about it and pushed them aside. But if they can somehow find a way to get this to a Game 7 with this size advantage, they're going to be very difficult to deal with on Sunday.
They're going to be difficult for any team. Just because what you said, their size, they're talented. Silas has done an excellent coaching job this year, and the guys believe in him.
4 blocks from Moiso here tonight.
You've seen his effort, Britt. I mean, if you were the coach, wouldn't you be scraping up time for Moiso the way he's been playing defense? Derek Coleman on the inside here. Look at Moiso using those long arms, and that athletic ability. His head's near the rim. And then Van Horn with the offensive rebound, thinks he has an easy one. Moiso destroying shots around the bucket.
TT halftime report. Greg Anthony and I will have a recap of Game 1 of our triple header as Detroit stayed alive and knocked off Orlando.
Well, Chauncey Billups kept them alive.
That's right. He had his mojo working. We'll also talk to Scottie Pippen as he gets ready for Game 3. That's Dallas and Portland. And also the big news, John Stockton calls it quits after 19 seasons in the NBA.
I think I'm finished. So, yeah, that's I informed those guys, and that's the direction I'm headed. So.
You mean you've retired from pro basketball?
Something like that, yeah.
What did you say to him?
I just said that I think it's time for me to move on.
One of the greatest point guards in the history of the NBA. John Stockton after 19 sensational seasons. And so now, Sal, we turn our attention towards some of the young point guards in the NBA, like Baron Davis.
Baron Davis is a tough point guard, and right now, Ice is Baron Davis' best friend. Before the game, you can see him warming up here, and he's wearing that neoprene sleeve. You see him put it on right there. That provides heat and warmth while he's out there on the court. He's able to maintain flexibility. The rest of the time, it is Ice. Ice when he's on the bench, Ice when he's at home, and right now he's looking pretty hot, so I'm going to stop talking.
Your hot hand is, he's got it. Sal, what about during the pregame warm-ups?
Well, that was the one thing that he really talked about, is the fact that he needed to get it warm. And I talked to Terry Koffler, the trainer, and he said that's the thing that they're really trying to do. You see they get that little wince pregame, but he really, once he gets it going and gets it warm and he's in game, he takes his mind off of it. The guy, he's got a really high threshold for pain. He doesn't do any painkillers, anything like that, no medication, just ice and the will to win.
You know, Sean, before the original knee injury when he was out at UCLA, he was one of the best young college point guards that I watched. He could really elevate coming down the lane.
He can still really elevate. That's for sure. I watch him there warming up and he winces a little bit. That's really not an indication if you're ready to go or not. You need to go out, get some layups in, run up and down, break a nice sweat, get that knee warmed up, then you can really assess how it's going to feel the rest of the night.
One of the things that separates Baron Davis is he's such a good clutch shooter also. You put that ball in his hands late in a close game, and he can flat out kill you.
Well, that play last year in Orlando is the real reason the NBA now has instant replay. When he hit that three that should have won the game for the then Charlotte Hornets in Orlando last year.
Long pass for the slam dunk. There's the Davis assist on the inside. 7 assists for Baron Davis.
And you know, there are a few guys in this league that don't need the mascot's trampoline. And Moiso is one of them. And he was really, really high getting that ball. Look how high the ball is. Moiso has to reach back, stretch those ab muscles a little bit. He brought that from his back pocket. See, Davis is loving it. They're walking. Everybody on the Hornets team, they're running down. They all had smiles on their face. They're enjoying that play.
But he has just picked up his 3rd personal foul, and he's forced to sit. This is an opportunity for Coach Brown's 76ers. Iverson closes it to within 10. There's still 2:23. Some of the most important parts of any NBA game are your last couple of minutes of the quarters.
And no question about it, especially going into the locker room at halftime.
And McGlure won't let the fire burn out.
You can't allow him to sneak middle and get a nice 2-3 foot jump hook. Force guys to their opposite hand.
Slash cut and a foul. Larry, of course, will just stick with it. He'll emphasize that this team has to rebound better. He didn't expect Moiso to come out here and block everything in sight tonight.
Right. And then, you know, the 76ers need to create some offense off their defense. And they're just like the Nets in that sense where they shut people down, they get steals, they get turnovers in that open floor, they're able to run back at you. And when the Sixers went to the finals a couple years back, they did it with a devastating defense, particularly in the open floor. Could not throw a lazy pass. It was stolen, it was gone the other way. They were getting the ball off the glass as well and running it back at you.
Iverson wants to force Hack, the backup, into a turnover. Could not, but McKee down with a rebound now. And the Sixers can cut it to single digits. Wesley's got him. Williams on the pull-up. Jay has made it an 8-point game.
Nice shot by Monty Williams. He was a teammate of mine in San Antonio. We had plenty of battles in practice. He's a difficult cover. He's quick. He can play with his back to the basket, and he's probably one of the best post players that the 76ers have.
Wesley, and it's Van Horn sealing up for the rebound. Here they come again now. Without Baron Davis on the floor, the Sixers know they've got a chance. They can cut into this. And Van Horn launches a 3. Yes! Back at their throats right now. 53-48.
Big shot by Keith Van Horn. They need his scoring desperately. He's come out tonight and he's definitely responded.
Ashburn looking for the McGlure pick. Spins around, stays with it, drives the paint. Moiso with a soft touch.
It looked like he got one hand taken out with a swipe. And he had the ability to control that ball in the air. It looked like he was gripping it with one arm, palming that ball in the air.
Iverson tried to draw the foul. No whistle. Holman back. Van Horn puts it on the floor. Loses it. Williams scoops it up and knocks down another one.
You can tell Monty Williams is not 100%. He had that left knee injury earlier this year. But it's playoff time and he's out there gutting it out.
Last shot time. Shot clock has been turned off. Crowd on its feet here in the New Orleans arena. Mashburn's the #1 option. Down to 5. Stolen. Iverson going to end it on a positive note. Allen Iverson inside of a second. And with Baron Davis out with 3 fouls, the Philadelphia 76ers cut it to 3. 55-52. What a brilliant effort by the Sixers with Davis over there on the bench. And Allen Iverson with a last-second steal, taking it down. An 11-2 run, and we send it to Sal.
Baron Davis, a very tough half, 15 points, 7 assists for you. You've been averaging 7 assists, already have 7 in the first half. What was the key to getting your teammates involved?
Just got to push the ball. You know, we didn't close out the half the way we wanted to. We only got a 3-point lead, and we're giving them hope. We got to come out second half and jump right back on them.
I saw you got in foul trouble earlier. When you got those 2 fouls, I saw you say, "Coach, let me play." How was it getting in that foul trouble so early?
I mean, I can't comment on the calls. The calls were made. You know, I put myself in a position to get those foul calls, but I didn't think it was. But you know, anyway, just got to play through it, and we got to play harder in the second half. Philadelphia's gonna come out. You know, they're trying to put us away, so our backs are against the wall. We got to play hard.
All right, man. It's gonna be an exciting second half. Good luck. Back to you, Brent.
All right, thank you, Sal. Coming up now on the AT&T Halftime Report, Kevin Frazier and Greg Anthony back in our NBA studios. We'll bring you bonus coverage from Portland, Game 6. The Mavericks have lost the last 2. Here in New Orleans, the Hornets came out flying. Everything working. Moiso swatting him to the upper deck, and Baron Davis leading the drive. Baron Davis 6 of 8 in the first half. And some high-flying assists to the big fellas. But Allen Iverson would not go away. 8 of 16 from the field. 23 first-half points for AI. We're at the half.
Live on NBA TV if you want to check it out right now. Let's check in with Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, and David Aldridge in the Rose Garden. This is Dallas and Portland.
Kevin, Dallas with a couple of threes to open things up, and they got it from 2 guys that have been struggling, in Michael Finley and Steve Nash. They hit the first 2 buckets. David Stoudemire has a 3-pointer already for Portland, and this Portland crowd really alive as their Trailblazers have battled back from a 3-0 deficit to make it 3-2. A packed house at the Rose Garden. And at the free throw line is Zach Randolph, who's been one of the reasons that they battled back from being down 3 games. He has 25 and 22 points in the last 2 games for the young fella. And since they went to this lineup, the bigger lineup with Zach Randolph, it's made a huge difference against Dallas.
Zach Randolph preening in the pregame warmups. we were talking, this guy is so excited and so pumped up. We told him and said, look, Zach, anybody can have 1 good game. A lot of people can have 2 good games, but who can have 3 good games in a row?
He's off to a decent start tonight. He's given his team a 1-point lead at 7-6. Nice pass underneath. Bradley got around 2 Blazers in Davis and Randolph in the 7-6 center squeeze between the 2 for the basket.
How's that not traveling? You take your 1.5 steps, come to a stop, and then go again?
Yeah, but his 1.5, it travels a long ways.
Oh, catch the ball, please, Z-boy.
Portland gets first turnover. Here's Sean Bradley, that last trip down, the pass from Nash. That's a long step.
I don't understand that interpretation of the rules. I'm going to have to get the rule book out. Foul called away from the ball. Rasheed Wallace, who can ill afford to get into foul trouble, called for fighting through the screen. The Blazers have made a living during this series at the free throw line. They have been the aggressors. Some call them bullies during the course of the series. Whatever, it's worked.
Bradley on a pass from Nash. So Sean Bradley's got the last 2 Dallas buckets. This one from the outside. And Dallas opens up a 3-point lead. Wallace out on top with LaFrentz on him. Bonzi Wells trying to feed Zach Randolph, and Portland throws it away again.
Never jumped to pass.
Finley for 3. Boy, the 2 guys outside for Dallas that have not been playing well have 3 threes between Nash and Finley.
And now this Blazer crowd trying to get him going. The Mavericks are perfect from behind the arc.
Bonzi Wells jumpers off the mark. Zach Randolph, though, nice job on the offensive glass.
The difference between the 2 teams is really the style, the team game that the Mavericks employ versus the individual and physical dominance that the Blazers rely on. Oh, this is an offensive clinic for Nash and Finley right now.
We called Steve Nash and Michael Finley on the carpet a little bit. Said, when are they going to show up? They have showed up.
Steve Nash cannot believe this call. Damon Stoudemire appeared to just fall down.
That's his second foul.
But no place in Game 6 to get into it with the refs. I must have been blocked out by something.
Just a little hand on the hip, and then Damon, I guess, did the rest. He just lost his balance.
But 2 fouls now for Steve Nash.
And he makes a run at Stoudemire. That could have been a costly third one. Dallas on a 10-2 run. Stoudemire, nice feed to Dale Davis. We welcome those of you watching the hockey playoffs. This is round 1 of the Western Conference NBA playoffs. It's Game 6. Dallas leading 3-2. A week ago tonight it was 3-0 Dallas, and Portland looked like they were dead in the water, but they have battled back, won the last 2, and now here they are in Game 6 on their home court trying to even it up. Wallace blocks Dirk Nowitzki.
It was 3-0, Brad, Dallas, and it wasn't that close.
That's true. Here's Portland with a traveling violation.
We heard Brad Nessler just welcome the folks watching on ESPN2. You can turn over now to ESPN2. It is in between the second and third overtime in the hockey game. New Jersey and Tampa Bay, I guess, playing all night long. Meanwhile, if you want to continue to watch the basketball game, you can also check it out on NBA TV. We're going to go to break real quick. Greg and I will be back. I'm going to let you talk in a minute, okay?
All right, that's fine.
All right, I didn't mean to freeze you out there. I know, you're looking at me like, let me talk. We'll be back in a moment with more. Hey, first half between the Hornets and Sixers, and you know who was the man? Jerome Moiso. 5 points, 4 blocks.
This halftime report is presented by the world's networking company, AT&T. The AT&T halftime report.
Kevin Frazier and Greg Anthony inside Playoff Central. Halftime in New Orleans. Meanwhile, let's update you on Game 1 of our triple header. Detroit Pistons trying to stave off elimination against Orlando. It's the Cliff Notes version. It's the condensed version. T-Mac did his thing, didn't he, Greg?
He did. He brought the game. Unfortunately, he did not get a lot of help tonight.
37 points and 11 rebounds. But the story of this game, Chauncey Billups came out, set the tone. 6 threes in the first half. The Pistons were not to be denied. 40 points for Chauncey Billups. That was the difference. There will be a Game 7 Sunday, so we have one set up. Meanwhile, if you're looking for Dallas and Portland, you can switch over real quick to ESPN2. In between the second and third overtimes between New Jersey and Tampa Bay, they're showing the basketball game. Then you may have to switch over to NBA TV if you want to continue with that game. Meanwhile, our game continues the second half. So there's it's just a plethora of sports going on right now. Allen Iverson, the steal, late, beats the clock, gets the bucket. Sixers in a good one. They trail New Orleans by 3 at the half.
This halftime report is presented by the world's networking company, AT&T.
Let ESPN take you on an undersea adventure on Diving Passport. Explore a world beneath the waves off the most exotic ports of call. Diving Passport, only on ESPN. Don't miss all the fast-paced, high-flying action of the THQ World Supercross every week on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sport.
Next door and swing across now to the arena. Never ever go hungry in this city. I mean, is the food good around here, Sean, or is it good? The basketball is pretty good too. Allen Iverson, 23 points in the first half. He already has scored 55. The high game in the opener of this series, and the Stars have come out so far in round 1. Pierce 40 in one game for the Celts. Wells 45. McGrady 2 40-point games. Nowitzki 2 40-point games. And tonight, Chauncey Billups forces a Game 7 with a 40-pointer for Detroit. Time now for our Sprite Mad Skills, Sean Elliott.
And surprise, surprise. Guess who highlights our mad skills? Allen Iverson going outside, showing you he's a shooter. Beautiful rotation on that jump shot. And moving without the basketball. Then the trickery with the basketball. Turning people into puppets. And Allen Iverson, nice head fake. Up with the shot. And not only does he have offense, but he has defense as well. That play set up by the superb defense of Monty Williams containing Jamal Mashburn. But you see the great anticipation by Allen Iverson, and that's your Sprite Mad Skills.
Now, will he get help from Keith Van Horn? Here is a statistic that is very negative for Keith. In the first half, 46%. But in the second half, he has shot only 27%. Now, his coach, Larry Brown, told us prior to the game that the teammates have not been getting in the ball where he needs it and when he needs it. We'll see what happens here as the 76ers go for a knockout punch for the second time. There's the difference. The Sixers have been digging uphill ever since the opening 4 minutes of this basketball game. Van Horn handles and Mashburn's the defender.
Now, Brett, when you see a stat like that, sometimes it gets misinterpreted because you get tired going down the stretch.
Coleman into the paint, puts it up and in.
DC has been a big bonus for this team all year long. Solid presence on the inside.
First offensive set for Baron Davis and New Orleans. Up pass over to PJ, misses that time, and Van Horn rebounds. Looking for their first lead of the night. The Philadelphia 76ers. Derek Coleman, low block. McGlure, the defender. Coleman for that lead. Got it. On the bounce. Derek Coleman puts Philly up for the first time here tonight.
Well, McGlure's a better athlete on the inside, but Derek Coleman just knows how to play the game. He's an experienced veteran ball player. He has all the tricks.
Davis's turn. Mashburn rubs for him. Pass in low, knocked away from Brown and out of bounds. Both teams shooting well here in Game 6, you might say.
Evenly matched.
Mashburn rejected by Derek Coleman. Lead pass now to Snow. 2-on-2. Snow spins in the paint, kicks down to Van Horn. Van Horn misses the wraparound, and here comes Thomas up and in.
And that's superior defense by Derek Coleman. Moving his feet against Jamal Mashburn. The guy I believe is the best overall small forward in the East. You got to remember, Paul Pierce is now playing a guard spot for the Celtics in this series. Jamal Mashburn is the guy when you talk about a small forward, and Derek Coleman able to shut him off, keeping him away from the buckets, gets a block and starts that break.
Brown steps out, misses as the shot clock expires into Van Horn's. A very big start for the Sixers. Thomas backs down the smaller Wesley, and the whistle, he's fouled. Get the ball out of bounds, and we've got a timeout, I believe, as we check in now with Sal Masakela.
Check 1, 2, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we'll get to Sal here momentarily. Let's follow up on Van Horn's Sixers. Philly is on a 17-2 run since late in the second quarter, and they have taken control of this game.
NBA Street Volume 2 from EA Sports. Big. And the one and only Docker Stain Defender.
Quickly update you on what's going on in the Rose Garden, Portland, and Dallas. And Damon Stoudemire, 7 points early, Greg Anthony.
Playing very well, but again, the big key in this game has been rebounding.
11-2, the rebounding total. Also, Dirk Nowitzki scoreless, 25-22. Blazers leading the Mavericks.
Lenny Kravitz, right there, one of Sean's favorites. We should have told him, we should have warned him, but we could take that shot. And, of course, the PGA tournament here, and there's one of the big sports fans in the country, Phil Mickelson. He's been known to drop by the desert out in Nevada and wager a 5 or 2 too from time to time.
There's all kinds of talent in this arena tonight.
Coleman, pump fake, come up firing. Seal off rebound by Baron Davis.
New Orleans needs to reestablish themselves coming out of the locker room. Philadelphia's really forced the tempo. They're the ones that are dictating the action so far.
Wesley misses badly to the right. New Orleans needs to get a crowd back in. Iverson in and out that time into McGlore's hands, and Davis will try to rekindle the fire here if he can. Wesley's going to come through the 3-ball.
Well, that time Allen Iverson was watching Baron Davis on that penetration, lost track of his man. David Wesley able to sneak behind him, find his spot behind the 3-point line.
Thomas gives it back down to Van Horn, who posts. Left block, knocked away, picked back up, pump fake Coleman off the glass. Derek Coleman regains the lead. This quarter, he has 6 points, 1 block, and a couple of rebounds.
That's just that experience, Brent. He catches the ball, does not panic underneath.
As well as New Orleans shot the opening of this game, that's how poorly they're shooting right now. And Coleman again on the move, has taken control of this game. So Allen Iverson leading the way, and for more on Allen, let's go to Sal.
Well, you guys, Larry Brown said that at halftime that Allen Iverson really willed the team even to be in the first half. And I was talking to the team doctor, Dr. Jack McPhillamy, and he told me a story about Allen Iverson when Larry Brown first came to the team. They did a test to run the mile. Allen Iverson ran the mile in 4 minutes and 42 seconds. The closest teammate behind him was a lap and a half behind him. He said the whole staff was in shock. And it just goes to show the athleticism and determination of this guy, Allen Iverson.
As a high school quarterback, he was one of the best that the college scouts ever watched. They honestly thought, several of them did, he was better than Michael Vick in high school. Grew up in approximately the same area. Coleman steps back out now, high arching shot, in and out. Mashburn hit that field goal. Mashburn coming in, draws the foul.
They tell me a 4:42 mile. It's amazing. Particularly when basketball players aren't conditioned to run long distance. And we used to do fitness tests in Arizona, and the fastest I ever ran a mile was, I believe, 5:07. But basketball players are not distance runners. You get them out on the track and you have those guys running 2, 3, 4 miles, they get tired. Most of their conditioning is up and down, stopping and starting. Quick sprints, short bursts.
How far do you think you ran in an NBA game? In a full game that you were starting?
I believe it's anywhere between 3 and 5 miles is what a basketball player supposedly runs.
John Havlicek, they measured it one night, ran 8 miles.
Yeah, that's amazing. And when you consider side to side, back and forth, and all those are sprints, a short burst.
And the turnaround now is Kenny Thomas for the 76ers, 65-63. Sixers lead by 2.
8 miles.
McGlure and PJ goes for that offensive rebound, scooped up. The 76ers getting to the loose ball now. Great hustle. Wesley trying to stay with Allen Iverson, gives it up to Thomas and gets it back. Had an open look, moves to the left and drains it.
And he's just forcing the action. He's dictating the tempo for his teammates and for the Hornets. Just getting it done.
Philly leads it by 4. Mashburn from the right baseline makes it a 2-point game.
Nice offense, nice defense. Kenny Thomas all over that shot. Mashburn just too good.
Iverson blows past Wesley. Left hand draws the foul. Oh, my. Well, look who's with us. Follow the NBA legends on NBA.com with the Love It Live playoff tour. And You talk about a guy who could score in bunches, folks. Sean, he was unbelievable, the Iceman.
Yeah, I used to have that Iceman poster on my wall where he's sitting in that ice chair, that chair made of blocks of ice. I idolized George Gervin.
Well, tomorrow's Kentucky Derby Day from Louisville. One of the great days on the sports calendar. ESPN 9 a.m. breakfast at Churchill Downs. Noon, ESPN today at Churchill Downs. And then, of course, on ESPN2, a Derby special. Only thing we know about the Kentucky Derby is that the favorite won't win.
Never does, right?
Only occasionally. Ashburn on the pull-up.
They're just so deceptive. He's so clever with the basketball. You don't know when he's going to stop and pull up on you.
Van Horn, deep three. Air ball into Davis's hands, looking for the tie. Here comes Mashburn. Kick now to Davis, who tries to save it. And it's out of bounds.
They keep Van Horn upset with that no call, but you have a guy all over you. That's when you put the ball on the floor, take it to the bucket. Jamal Mashburn heating up here, and it's excellent defense here as well by Kenny Thomas, but that stop and pop, that shot's up before you have time to react. Now watch this, Kenny Thomas all over this shot as well. It's like a little jump hook almost, in between a jump hook and a fadeaway jumper.
And the Sixers turn it over. New Orleans, chance to tie or take the lead here. 5:50, third quarter. Dandy brewing here in New Orleans. Mashburn leading the way with the last 9 points. McKee picks up the personal. Brown takes it out of bounds. There's an unheralded NBA player, number 42, just tossing the ball in Brown. P.J. Brown. I'm not sure if the Miami Heat has ever been the same since P.J. Brown and Mashburn moved out. Mashburn cracks it down off Thomas's foot.
P.J. Brown was maligned because not a lot of people thought he was a good offensive player, but he has the ability to get it done on the offensive end. And besides that, he's a fierce competitor, and defensively, he's a monster.
And a tremendous person to have inside your locker room.
Exactly. You never see that.
Of those,
yeah, exactly. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Mashburn knocks it at 69.
Jamal Mashburn, one of the players in this league that has a 50-point game this year.
Iverson shot, rejected trailer. Here's Davis, 2-on-1. Wesley to the rack. Yes, and one. The lead back in the hands of New Orleans on the Wesley drive, but Traylor did it at the other end.
Well, it starts with the block. Allen Iverson trying to go one-on-one, but the defense is already set. There's been no ball movement on that possession. Defense waiting on him, and that block starts to break, and David Wesley showing you his strength. Knocking over the cameraman as well.
We have had a block fest here, led by the Hornets. They've had 9. McKee yo-yoing outside. Van Horn faces. Attacks, wrap around, draws the foul.
Van Horn doing a terrific job answering back. He's got to be more demonstrative. Continue this offensive show.
You know, one of the things that Larry Brown has done with Van Horn, and watching this game here tonight and several of them earlier in the playoffs, he's got Van Horn posting up more than I remember him doing with New Jersey and Byron Scott last year. Of course, it was a different style offense completely, but out at Utah, I always thought that Van Horn was a good post-up player. But for some reason, that was not part of his game with the Nets.
You know, guys have to adjust lots of times when they get into the NBA. And that's the sign, really, of great players are able to adjust and adapt.
High arching shot, good at the free throw line. Well, NBA.com has compiled the 10 greatest shots in NBA playoff history. Log on to cast your vote and pick the best shot only on NBA.com. Garfield Hurd has to be among them, even though the Celtics won that triple overtime. Mashburn firing again. The Jamal Mashburn show here.
Those are all pull-up jumpers. Putting the ball on the floor, dancing, keeping you off balance. And all of a sudden he's up in the air and that shot's away before you can react.
Wesley trying to keep Iverson to the left. The miss. Davis runs it down. Headman Wesley for the layup. Paul Silas's Hornets on an 11-2 run. Take a 5-point lead. Mashburn, 23 points, 13 of them this quarter.
Can you say Jerome?
I mean, the block party is on down in New Orleans.
Jerome with 5 blocks in the first half. Log on to ESPN.com to vote for the Doctor's Defender's Edge. Meanwhile, the hockey game is over. Grant Marshall scores the goal for New Jersey. What does that mean in the grand scheme of things as far as the NBA is concerned? You can see plays like this on ESPN2. Portland and Dallas now on ESPN2.
We are back, and you can see how Jamal Mashburn has taken control of the New Orleans offense with 13 third-quarter points.
He's just so deceptive. Here he is working off screens. And the problem right here is the defense needs to force the action. You can't just react to Jamal Mashburn, especially when he's hot. And out in the break, Baron Davis out to David Wesley. He's out running after he sees his team's able to corral the rebound. An easy 2. He's that break in real time. And the Sixers right now, if they want to get control of this game back, they need to force the action on the defensive end. If Jamal Mashburn gets hot, don't just let him catch the ball wherever he wants. Force him out of his comfort zone. Harass him when he catches the ball.
McKee tracks it down with 8 on the shot. Posts on Davis, turns baseline. Mashburn, Wesley, Brown, Traylor, and Baron Davis on the floor for New Orleans right now. Double mash, and they go to Brown, and Derek Coleman's whistle on the entry pass. So there was new strategy defensively after the timeout. They hit Mashburn on the catch.
A nice double team, but when P.J. Brown comes across the lane, you see McKee here doing a nice job holding his ground. When Van Horn comes over, you see P.J. Brown, he recognizes the fact, but you cannot foul that guy because you want the ball out of Mashburn's hands. You want to make the other guys beat you.
Mashburn took it in deeper that time. They couldn't get to the double team. Then he pulled it out and jumped up over McKee.
It's a nice job spacing by the Hornets. There weren't any defenders around to help him double team. Nash has that turnaround jumper going. There's not a lot you can do at it. Just at his mercy.
Iverson's foul. Did a good job on Wesley.
They don't double him here. Snow's got to go right away if he's the man to double team. Last time they came with a big, so you figure the bigs are on the other side of the floor. Eric Snow staying tight to his man. But unless they do something about Jamal Mashburn, he's going to send this series back to Philly.
This was a big foul called on Wesley. It is number 4. And he's been trying to hold his ground against Allen Iverson. And this could force Silas's hands here. He's got to think at least about taking Wesley out. Van Horn runs down the miss. For the time being, Wesley stays on the floor and is still tracking Iverson. Allen will try to get a quick 5 on him. Looks him in the eye and kick corner. Here's Snow, the 3. No. Van Horn on the follow. and one. Keith Van Horn aggressively rebounds and puts it back.
Well, come this time of the year, you need to box out. Derek Coleman on the inside. Van Horn there to pick up the loose ball and clean up the mess. Rebounding has been a key factor in this series. See Baron Davis sit down. Kenny Anderson coming in.
Now here's what Silas has decided to do. He's going to rest Baron Davis, bring Robert Pack in. And in the fourth quarter of many of these games, he has moved Baron Davis over on Iverson.
In the last game, it worked real well for him. He went big. He had Lynch out there with Mashburn. Those guys are running a 2-3 spot, and you had Baron Davis as your point. When your off guard is 6'8", and your point guard 6'3", that's a big lineup.
And he'll try Kenny Anderson over on the point. I think I said Pack was up. Let me correct that. Kenny Anderson in for the first time. So that's the fourth foul on McKee. So Anderson is out with Wesley in the backcourt. Traylor, Brown, and Mashburn.
Aaron McKee's going to need a hot bath after this game. As much as he's wrestling Mashburn in the block, he's giving away 3 or 4 inches. And on top of that, he's giving away a good 30 pounds. At least.
Van Horn again. Out and out of Snow. 79-77, New Orleans. And now we're deadlocked at 79. They double team the ball. Anderson dribbles it free. And Mashburn knocks down the 3 ball.
He's just so smooth. Shoots that ball effortlessly from the corner.
Iverson blows inside. Difficult. High degree of difficulty. New Orleans comes away with it. And the foul is going to be on Iverson.
Iverson basically trying to work against 4 or 5 people. Look at those numbers. Got to go back to double teaming, taking that ball out of his hands. Kenny Anderson, after he got trapped, he's able to break out of it. He finds Mashburn in the corner. He's feeling way too good to leave him wide open like that. Baron Davis loves that. Loves that action. You know, Britt, one thing I have noticed this year during the playoffs, the Stars are definitely providing tons of highlights. They have not disappointed. You know, virtually every superstar, all the All-Stars have performed at a high level.
Van Horn, front of the iron, and Lynch. Played on the 76ers Eastern Conference Championship team a couple years ago and burned his old buddies badly the other night in 5. Pull up now by Mashburn again.
If you don't take the ball out of his hands, 21 in this quarter, and he still has more time.
Iverson comes back at the other end. New Orleans ball with 18 still on the shot. Well, when's the last time we saw a 21-point outburst out of the Stars, huh?
It's been a long time, but you got to love these shootouts when you have Allen Iverson and Jamal Mashburn providing the fireworks.
Iverson. And underneath, the foul is called. Monty Williams.
Allen Iverson was open for a long time on that possession. If he's your man with a hot hand, I'd be looking for him every time I had the basketball. And what a strange quarter. This one he thought Philly had the game in hand. Jamal Mashburn comes to the rescue. He's ignited his New Orleans teammates. They've responded across the board. And he has a broken finger on his right hand. He's still dropping jumpers, dropping people off.
Larry Brown wants the Sixers to use up some time. They're coming down toward the end of the third quarter. They're watching the shot clock. They're not synced up. And Lynch fouls Snow. That's not what Silas wanted here.
No, it wasn't. Right here with the shot clock running down, you still have about 13, 14 seconds. You have time to space them, not crowd them just yet.
Kenny Thomas replaces Van Horn, and Allen Iverson sits out the final 15 seconds. Greg Buckner off the bench to close the quarter down. Buckner will pick Mashburn up. Williams jumps over. Mashburn baseline. Snow at the buzzer. Iverson and Mashburn in a shootout. New Orleans scored 32 points in that third quarter, and Mashburn put up 21 of them, broken hand and all. But now we're coming down to the fourth quarter.
It was all Jamal Mashburn that quarter. He definitely set the tempo after the Hornets came out a little sluggish. Jamal Mashburn had the hot hand, that nice in-between game, nice and smooth. Just too good with the basketball.
It's a 4-point game.
We got all-stars here in Baron Davis and Allen Iverson, and I'm pleased to be sitting here with Lenny Kravitz. Lenny, first of all, what are you doing here in town? There's a lot going on. I want to know the reason you're here.
You know, I had 3 days off, and New Orleans is my second home. So I came out here to catch a game and catch some Jazz Fest.
Now, Jamal Mashburn just scored 21 points in that last quarter with a broken finger. Has there ever been a night where you've had a bad finger and you still play guitar?
Oh, yeah, you got to keep going no matter what, man. You know, if you're bleeding or whatever, you know, you just got to keep on going.
So it basically goes the same for athletes and musicians. You just got to get out there and do it.
Oh, yeah. And tonight's hot, man. They're looking focused tonight. And, you know, I'm here to support the New Orleans Hornets, man, and get through this game so we can go to Philadelphia.
I'm glad you said New Orleans because I said Charlotte earlier at the beginning of the game. Now, is there any way we're going to catch a little cameo you can let me in on tonight? You're not going to do any impromptu sets on the strip today?
No, I'm here to chill, man.
All right, man, I figured that. Enjoy your work. A pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Enjoy the game.
All right, Sal. Thank you. Is right there in front of Lenny Kravitz, picking with a bleeding finger. Interesting. What the kinds of things that only my friend Sal Masekela could find out. So we'll take an early timeout here. 87-83 New Orleans.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs. Brought to you by Sprite. Obey your thirst.
87-83. Game 6, New Orleans trying to force a Game 7. They lead Philadelphia by 4 points, trail in the series, 3 victories to 2. But a reminder now that if all 3 of the teams trailing force 3 Game 7s on Sunday, it will begin at 12:30 p.m. with game number 1, and that would be New Orleans at Philadelphia. Then it would be Portland at Dallas on ABC at 3:30 Eastern, followed on TNT at 8 p.m. Orlando at Detroit. Now that is the case if all 3 of the teams come through. Already Detroit has, and Mashburn with 33 points tonight.
That's a beautiful play coming out of a timeout. Mashburn came off the screen. No one near him. The 76ers got completely off guard.
Iverson's turn on the drive. Takes it to the paint and kicks to Snow. Van Horn in and out, but Snow muscles it back. Loose ball foul is called. Moiso picks up the personal. The crowd can't believe it.
Snow took a quick shot that time. He's trying to get that ball up because he knows those shot blockers are lurking. So what did they call? Did they call?
They turned it around.
Yeah.
After he pointed at him. They're coming up the other way. And instead they say it's Thomas with the 3rd foul. Davis is fouled by Allen Iverson.
Baron Davis showing you he has that quickness as well to go along with that strength.
New Orleans has made 11 of their last 13 shots, led by number 24. Davis comes baseline, kicks deep now to Lynch. Moiso, as the shot clock was expiring, well defended by Van Horn.
Well, my strategy right now is give the ball to Mashburn and get out of the way. No one's been able to stop him, not even close. These jumpers aren't even hitting the rim.
76ers are down 6. Snow again battles down the baseline and can't come up with it, but here's Mashburn. Has Davis on his right. Iverson's there defensively, and Snow hustles back. Pushing foul against Snow.
When you have a guy corralled along the baseline, you have him right where you want him. It's not the time to foul. You have him corralled here. Just got to back it up just a little bit.
Mashburn being pushed by Thomas, and Thomas is called for the foul.
There's just no way to stop him. He's too strong and too wide to get around him. And he's able to hold you off. He established his position. He established his position where he wants the basketball first off. You start wrestling with him, he's not going to move because he's just too big and strong. So he's catching the ball in his comfort zone. He's able to go to work.
Thomas sits with 4 fouls, and Buckner checks in. Mashburn paces up as Williams switches over.
But when you have a guy that's so hot like that in Mashburn, you just got to continue to work on the defensive end. You got to get lots of help from your teammates, but you got to be responsible for taking him out of his comfort zone. Force him to catch the ball in spots where he doesn't feel comfortable.
Davis double teamed, and Williams picks up the personal.
So the 76ers are wasting fouls here to start this 4th quarter. They're going to put the Hornets in the penalty early. And you want to waste these fouls when guys are going to the bucket, not when they're passing back out to their teammates.
this quarter. 5 team fouls already.
Exactly. So now every time they penetrate, or you can touch them in the backcourt, they're getting 2 free throws.
Iverson is barking to rush, and now he backs away. Davis makes the free throw. That's a big disparity to be swimming uphill. And Larry Brown's going to take a timeout to talk about it. 90-83, New Orleans trying to force a Game 7 in Philadelphia. The Hornets leading the 76ers here. And our Miller Lite storyline of this game, which has had a couple of huge swings. Iverson leading the way with 30 points, but Mashburn has put up 33, including 21 in the third quarter, Sean.
And he did it from everywhere on the floor. Going outside behind the three-point arc, fading away. Doesn't matter who you put on him. These shots are contested. Another contested fadeaway jumper. And finally a 3 from the corner. This guy had it going in a big way in that third quarter. Got himself to the line. Hit plenty of outside jumpers. He was easily the catalyst. And you figure the Hornets outscored Philly 25-14 since the middle of the third quarter. You got Lenny Kravitz playing too.
New Orleans shooting 54%. Philadelphia 46%. Here's Van Horn, the 3, yes. Huge 3 following the timeout to make it 90-86, a 4 again.
You got a 4-point game with basically 10 minutes to play. With the 76ers and a guy like Allen Iverson on the floor, it's pretty much a tie ball game. 4 points is nothing for this kid to make up.
Mauricio and Traylor in that front line. Lynch is out here. Mashburn, Davis, and here's Van Horn making a defensive play. Bounce pass Iverson in for the layup, and we're sitting on a deuce now.
There you have it, streaking in the open floor. He's a sprinter. He's a long-distance runner. And on top of that, he's a phenomenal basketball player.
That ends that 5.5-minute drought. Talk about a productive timeout. And Williams is called for the foul on Mashburn. Remember now, they're already over the limit. Williams can't believe it. And what Sean told you, every time they foul, they're going to put somebody on the line.
Well, they burn their fouls up. And you see Allen Iverson out in the open floor getting an easy one. But coming back now, it makes you tentative when you're playing defense. Monty Williams trying to argue his case. But they burned their fouls up at the beginning of this quarter. They had a lot of unnecessary calls go against them. They're fouling guys away from the bucket, not even a threat to score. And now they pay the price as the quarter goes along. See that those free throws, expect the Hornets to even that up pretty quickly here.
Van Horn snares another rebound. 34 points from Ashburn, even though he missed his second free throw. Iverson momentarily doubled by Lynch, keeps it on the dribble, comes right down the middle, and the foul is going to go against New Orleans. And Baron Davis has picked up number 5. Remember now, we told you when he hit 4, that it could be troublesome, and that's 5 on Baron Davis. And that could really cause some problems as Kenny Anderson quickly gets up from Silas's bench. And Davis will sit with the 5th foul. Wesley is up over there.
You lose big scoring punch when Baron Davis goes to the bench.
Iverson now will try to school Kenny Anderson, and P.J. Brown comes over and fouls him, and I believe that's on the shot. 2 shots coming up now.
AI trying to will his team to victory.
And Wesley. Those 4 fouls will come back in, and as quickly as Anderson gets up, he'll sit.
talking about being smart with your fouls, Baron Davis gets that foul because he's crowding Allen Iverson 3 feet behind the three-point line. Just got to be careful with the fouls you're taking.
.33 for Iverson.
You got to remember, when you see those scores by the quarter, he had a phenomenal fourth quarter of game one, had 20 points.
Traylor did all he could just to save it after breaking down the floor momentarily. Traylor to pick. Williams on the double team. Traylor bounces Van Horn off the hardwood and knocks it down.
It's like running into a rubber wall.
That was unbelievable.
You didn't even feel him.
It's a 4-point game again. 7:54. He hit him with the whole tractor trailer that time. Iverson fouled on the shot. Take a look now.
Boom. And let's just put Mac on the front of Traylor's uniform.
We could have had a technical called on Wesley. That's the 5th foul on Wesley, and he was barking. Silas gets in between Wesley and the official. So both of the starting guards, Davis and Wesley, 5 fouls apiece. So far in this series, there's been no question, though, that the deeper team has been New Orleans. Larry Brown's had trouble getting point production off his bench.
So when you have your 2 starting guards in foul trouble, that shifts to Philadelphia's favor because you have to figure who's going to guard Allen Iverson when both your guys have 5 fouls apiece.
Lynch misfires. Iverson rebounds, and he bounces off Traylor and is fouled. The Traylor said, man, how can you call that? All he did, he just hit me off the shoulder and rolls on the floor, and you call me for a foul. That's terrible.
You tell the big fella, I know you didn't feel them, but they were there. Here's Traylor going after that offensive rebound, and he barely touches him, but you have to figure. Allen Iverson not even pushing 200 pounds.
Iverson's 3, yes, rattles in. And Allen Iverson puts Philly up at the 7:14 mark. He has Philly's last 8 points.
And did I say like 2 minutes ago that a 4-point lead was basically an even ball game?
Wesley has to give it up because of Iverson. Mashburn got the shooter's bounce. He can't believe it either.
No, that's when you're ridiculously hot. Looked like he was almost trying to create some body contact so he could get himself to the line.
36 points for Mashburn here tonight. Regains the lead for New Orleans. Iverson will try to get it right back. Doesn't, but Coleman cleans up.
Heads-up play by DC. He was huge at the start of that third quarter. Sat down for a little while and quieted down, but that offensive rebound was a giant play.
Mashburn's turn. Traylor says, let me do it this time. Yes, sir. The big man puts New Orleans back ahead and 11 it over on Bourbon Street.
But if you let Traylor beat you, you just got to live with that. As opposed to Jamal Mashburn dropping 40 or 50 on you.
This shot as Wesley goes down. Can't believe that he didn't get the foul that time.
No one's getting calls coming down the stretch. It's been extremely physical.
5:45. New Orleans up a point with the basketball. Steal by Snow. Phillies ahead 98-97 as we go seesawing down the stretch. Paul wants a timeout. Wants it across the midcourt line. Now the timeout.
It was excellent anticipation by Snow. When Mashburn turned his back and made that pass, Snow was all over it. And furthermore, when he got that ball and broke away in the open court, he saw Jamal Mashburn kind of pulled up. He didn't go after him. I don't know if he's 100%. His legs look like they're a little wobbly.
Sean, we've had 5 lead changes in 2.5 minutes in this game.
That's what it's all about.
Iverson now knocking down the 3 ball. I've got to ask you a question. How long can Silas go without putting Baron Davis over on Allen Iverson with a 5 foul?
Not a long time.
That's what I kind of figured you might say, my friend. Timeout. Welcome back, everybody, with Sean Elliott and Sal Masekela. I'm Brett Musburger. The largest crowd in New Orleans arena history, 18,570, and they're watching a beauty. The 76ers, led by Allen Iverson, are up a point, 98-97. 38 points for Iverson here tonight. And back in game 1, Sean, he went wild with the double nickel.
He was dropping 55 on you. He had it going, not only on the offensive end, but defensively as well, making things happen for himself. And he's one of the handful of players in this league that once they get hot, you can do whatever you want. You can throw a double team on them, trap him. It doesn't matter. He can find points in all sorts of ways.
And Philly called for the foul. And you can see that since that game, Allen Iverson has been held down. But here tonight, he has 38 on 12 of 27 from the field, with Traylor stepping up to the free throw line. And, you know, when we think of Robert Traylor, this has to be his best production of the series. He's 3 of 3 from the field. He's played 20 minutes here tonight. He's had 5 rebounds. He has not turned the ball over yet. Has a couple of assists. I guess the only negative is what just occurred here, that he could have tied the game and didn't. So Robert Traylor off the bench with solid production. Still can't tie. Misses them both. Sal, what was going on in Silas's huddle?
Well, Coach Silas said, hey, guys, this is still our game, but you have to believe it's our game. You have to believe it. He said no more mistakes and especially no more turnovers. Brett?
And so Iverson over here in the corner along with Van Horn, and the Sixers are called as Van Horn picks up number 4. And now New Orleans can take the lead. Mashburn will go for it. Bad miss that time. Wanted the foul, not going to get it on that jump shot.
Van Horn was able to step out to test that shot. As soon as he went up, all he saw was a black jersey in his face.
Now, will Iverson get some firepower help from Van Horn and others here tonight?
He may not need it. He's one of those guys that can get it done by himself.
Tries to put a move on Wesley. The pull-up, the jump shot, not this time. P.J. Brown to the floor, and here comes Baron Davis now. Mashburn's picked up by McKee. And McKee inadvertently hits him in the face. Mashburn wants to swing down to the baseline now. Got to clear out, come up over the top. Off iron into Snow's hands, and a foul underneath. And it's going to be against Philly. Larry Brown, very upset.
Oh, that just punches you right in the gut. When you have McKee going one-on-one against Mashburn, he's able to contain him for a shot. And he managed not to corral the rebound.
Number 4 on Derek Coleman, and now P.J. Brown. We'll see if he can do it at the free throw line. He cannot. That's 3 big misses in a row here. Traylor up here, and now P.J. .422, and P.J. Brown ties it at 98.
The Hornets have to take advantage from the free throw line. That's been their big plus this quarter. They were in the bonus, with 10 minutes to play.
McKee jumps out on the attack. Derek Coleman, left baseline. Misfired. Van Horn had a hand on it, but Davis was in behind it. Now it's New Orleans for the lead. Yes! Baron Davis nails the three ball at the 350 mark. 101-98. Tonight, Detroit forced a game 7. Portland is closing in. New Orleans wants to join the party as Van Horn misfires, but McKee on the other side with the rebound, and Snow misses the deuce, and Traylor is off. Yanks down the rebound, and it's Baron Davis again. Snow stays with him. Davis fires, misses that three into Van Horn's hands.
He almost knocked that shot down. He was dancing with the ball looking for a shot.
Foul against New Orleans. Puts a shooter on the line.
That last three ball he hits, he has all kinds of time to size that shot up.
And Wesley is gone. David Wesley picks up number 6. Trying to guard Allen Iverson. So George Lynch comes into the game. Now remember, Paul Silas has a situation because his other guard, Baron Davis, is also saddled with 5 fouls.
And that eats into your depth. However, he did employ this same strategy last game, and it paid off big time for him because George Lynch hit a couple big threes, had some big steals and big rebounds coming down the stretch.
There's your foul trouble. Already Wesley is gone. Davis playing with 5. Iverson shooting to make it a 1-point game. This is the free throw into Lynch's hands.
And we talked about it during the break, how that advantage, that depth advantage swings toward Philly's favor when your guards have that kind of foul trouble.
And Lynch will move over and play the 2-guard spot in this lineup with Traylor out there, Mashburn and P.J. Brown. They'll be the big fellas in the front line. Brown on the turnaround, off iron into Iverson's hands, and here they come. Who goes to pick up Iverson now? It'll be Davis awaiting him. P.J. tries to double. Snow on the other side, runs into Lynch and hits Traylor, and the foul is against Traylor as Snow goes down. As soon as Snow got the ball, knowing that Lynch was on him, the bigger but probably slower, off they went.
Nice ball fake by Eric Snow, and he creates the contact in the air. Nice body control.
That was tremendous recognition by the 76ers as they came down the floor. They know that Silas has got a real problem now defensively with Wesley out. So a reminder now, the NBA calendar, and we could have as many on Sunday as 3 Game 7s. It looks like Portland is going to force a Game 7 back in Dallas. Already tonight, Detroit has forced a Game 7. Here it is still very much up in the air as New Orleans trying to send this series back to Philadelphia. And Snow ties it at 101 with 2:29 to go now. Offensively, Davis with Iverson defending him. McKee will take Mashburn. Mashburn the screen, gets it back, goes to the corner, and here's Lynch. Missing, air ball underneath, Traylor can't clean it up. Battle, loose ball, picked up by little Allen Iverson.
Right now you have size against speed out there. The Hornets employing a big lineup. The 76ers, they've gone small with Iverson, Snow, and McKee.
Silas disappointed in Traylor that time. Sean, Traylor had a golden opportunity down here, and he couldn't finish up down there.
You talk about the last 2 minutes of the ball game. That's when you got to muscle that ball up. Continue to play strong. Lynch with the miss. You see Traylor here has an opportunity to finish it. Use that size, create some more space, go up, and finish that play.
The opportunity has passed. And the war continues in New Orleans.
The situation in Portland.
The Mavs and the Blazers, and actually it's really the Blazers. Bonzi well to the rack, Greg Anthony. Easy buckets all the time for Portland.
Easy buckets, offensive rebounds, dunks, jump shots, everything.
Looks like there'll be a Game 7 in Dallas. Could be a Game 7 in Philly, Brent.
Indeed. Well, I'm not so sure about that, now that I think about it. We're tied at 101 inside of 2 minutes. And we shall see here. I would not count the 76ers out of this baby. McKee, Iverson, Snow, Van Horn, and Coleman with 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Both coaches have a full timeout and a 20. Inside of 2 minutes, and Iverson pops out on top. Van Horn to screen high. McKee gives it back down to Allen Iverson in low. Back to Snow, 3 on the shot. Here comes Iverson from the corner. Philadelphia takes the lead at the 1:43 mark on the Iverson deuce.
Well, that was trying, Allen Iverson was trying to deceive the Hornets defender. He was acting like the play was going the other way. He made a nice cut to the bucket.
Ashburn, scoreless last 5 minutes. Back to the basket. Has McKee. Doubled by Derek Coleman. Swings free throw line. Fade away on Coleman. Not there. Battle rebound. George Lynch has got it. Here's Davis. Fresh 24. Fresh shot clock now for the Hornets.
Derek Coleman can space Jamal Mashburn here. He's playing him too tight.
Mashburn has it knocked away by Coleman into Davis's hands. Now 10 on the shot. Davis comes back. It's a 2. No. Underneath Traylor. Misses again underneath for the layup. Van Horn's off with it. Now inside of a minute. And the 76ers are 50 seconds away now from moving on to the Eastern Conference semifinals. New Orleans has to have a stop here. 9 on the shot now. Iverson holds it outside on Barron. Davis comes with him, and here's Snow. Snow put it down. Pump fake shot. No. Battle rebound. Huge rebound. Van Horn with 3 enormous rebounds this quarter. Now 28. The shot clock not synced up. Allen Iverson forced to the floor and uses that timeout that he has. So Allen Iverson with that timeout in his pocket under pressure from Baron Davis. Let's see if it's going to be a full or a 20 over here.
I tell you what, Brent, I'm surprised that anybody else other than Allen Iverson takes a shot coming down the stretch. I want the ball in AI's hands. Eric Snow penetrating back at the defense. Allen Iverson, nothing but the bottom.
Almost a 3, wasn't it? Down now to a 20-second timeout. Allen Iverson here tonight, 41 points, 13 of 29 from the field. And he's walking with the legends as far as the NBA playoffs are concerned. Michael Jordan, the all-time leader. But look who's second now, Iverson. The NBA logo. The great Jerry West is third, and Shaquille O'Neal. So Allen Iverson very close to a 3 on this last hoop. You can see right there, the right foot. The toe was on. Now, here's the critical thing. 14 on the shot. 23.9 left on the game clock. They're not synced up. Let's see how Larry Brown attacks it. Will he use time, or will they go and try to set a play quickly? They're sitting on only a 2-point lead right now, 103-101. 14 on the shot. Inbounds to Coleman, who gives it back to Snow. Brown wants to take time off. You can tell by how Snow's reacting. He's going to move him at 5. Here comes Iverson. He's got it on Davis. Picks up his dribble. Comes in the air. Firing. Yes! Off the glass with 10 seconds. Allen Iverson has done it. We're sitting on a 2-possession game right now. And it's running out on the New Orleans Hornets as Allen Iverson with 43 points here tonight. Shows you why he belongs on the Olympic team, and of course he's been added. One of the great gutty performances by Allen Iverson here tonight. Take a look at him under enormous pressure from Baron Davis. Philadelphia has scored the last 7 points of this game, 5 of them by Allen Iverson. And let's also have a big tip of the hat to Keith Van Horn. Keith Van Horn tonight has had 18 rebounds, several huge boards here in the fourth quarter.
I don't know how in the world he got that shot off, Britt. And that's what I'm just talking about. The superstars in the playoffs have not disappointed. And I figured they would really go after their first good shot here. I didn't look for them to run the shot clock down because really what's the advantage? Because the game clock and the shot clock, like you said, were not in sync. I mean, giving them 9 or 10 seconds as opposed to 13, 14 seconds, no big deal there. You should be able to get into your play.
I think we'll see that shot again tonight on SportsCenter. Sixers are indeed wild. Already Detroit has forced a Game 7 by winning in Orlando. Portland closing in. And won't the Dallas Mavericks feel the heat now? As it's worth another look here, Sean.
Just time running down. And he shoots his ball over 2 big defenders. And I know he called bank. You think Larry's happy?
Now, New Orleans, what they have to do, they must go as fast as they can. This is a 2-possession game. It's 105-101. Then you've got to foul whoever takes the inbound pass. First of all, you got to hope that you can hit this field goal. Baron Davis, Jamal Mashburn are out there. George Lynch, Pack is on the floor. Here comes Brown. Barron's going to take it himself. Barron's just going to attack the basket. Here he comes. Rolls up and in good. We've still got 3-9. Now comes the quick foul. 105-103. We're sitting on a 2. Coleman will take it out of bounds. They front him. Here comes the inbounds pass. Pack is over with the foul. Allen Iverson will come up to the free throw line now. 2.6 seconds to go.
And you win it, you can put them away right here. Knock them both down. Essentially, the game's over with 2.6. And that really surprises me when you look at those free throw numbers.
He is now 12 of 17 at the free throw line. Allen Iverson is money.
When you consider that the Hornets were in the bonus with 10 minutes to play, they didn't take advantage enough.
A 2 again. 107-103, 2.6 to go, and it's just about all over. You know, there is a story brewing here regarding the New Orleans coach. I'm going to change the storyline from Philadelphia over to New Orleans. Paul Silas is about to become a free agent with this franchise. When we talked to him about it, Sean asked him directly if he was going to stay. He said he'd like to, but there's going to be some other situations developing around the league, and he's not sure. And, of course, Paul Silas, if anybody in the NBA, has deserved a huge boost in his salary from ownership here, as George Shinn, the majority owner, has been unable to get together with Paul Silas. Paul Silas, one of the classiest and one of the best coaches in the NBA, came into a new city down here, had one injury after another. And this team has driven the 76ers into a 6th game right now. But who knows what the future holds for Paul Silas and the New Orleans Hornets. SportsCenter is coming up next, folks.
You're exactly right, though. Class act. He's got to coach somewhere.
P.J. Brown, they got a fire on the catch. Davis will. The 3, in and out, and that'll do it. Philadelphia moves to the Eastern Conference semifinal round. There'll be a handshake between Larry Brown and Paul Silas. A lot of respect for each other. The two coaching staffs both did a superb job. And Philadelphia moves along now. What Allen Iverson and Baron Davis. Mashburn playing hurt in this series. Van Horn tonight with 18 points to go along with his 18 rebounds. And what can you say about Jamal Mashburn? 36 points, 21 in the third quarter, John. The crowd is very disappointed here in New Orleans, but they were treated to an exciting first season.
They really were, and they're going to have plenty more exciting seasons to come when you talk about the young talent and nucleus on this team.
It was a wonderful hug between Larry Brown and his former player George Lynch, both from North Carolina. A check-in with Sal.
Hold on, he's tying his shoe right now and hugging his teammate. If you ever wondered where the heart of a champion resided, and you saw it tonight from Allen Iverson, 45 points tonight, my friend. Tell me what it means to you guys, first off, to make it into the second round after what you went through last year.
It means everything. You know, we didn't think about anything that happened last year. All we were concerned about is what was going on this year. And, you know, we had to play a tough team. We was in a war night in and night out, and this definitely was a war.
I heard you talking throughout this series about being in the trenches, being in the foxholes. At the 10-minute mark in the third quarter, you guys got some really quick fouls. It looked like you guys were a little disoriented. What happened? What did Larry Brown say? What did you do? What did this team do to be able to come back and get this victory here away from home?
Just keep fighting. Just keep playing. You know, show a lot of character, show a lot of heart. When everything's going bad for your team, all you can do is keep playing and keep fighting. And that's been the makeup of this squad all year. You know, we play with our heart, and then whatever happens, happens. You know, if we don't get it done, we can look in the mirror after the game and say we gave it our all and feel satisfied about it. So we just kept fighting, and unfortunately it worked out for us.
For you, Allen Iverson, the person, everything that you've gone through this season, what does it mean to you personally to be able to move on right now?
It means everything, you know, because, you know, it's like a tribute, you know, to my family and friends and people that stuck with me through my ups and downs, you know, and my squad, you know, always believing in me. And it's just a team-oriented game, and we doing it, you know, in a team way. I might be the one out here scoring all the points, but without my teammates getting me open and getting me the ball, it wouldn't happen. So it's just a team thing.
Well, you should go and celebrate with your team, man. Congratulations, and good luck in the second round. Back to you, Brent.
All right, Sal, good job. So will it be Ben Wallace, or will it be Tracy McGrady next for Allen Iverson? They'll decide that on Sunday. Allen Iverson with 45 points here tonight. 15 of them in the fourth quarter. He hit the last two hoops, and enormous. Under pressure, with the Hornets scratching and clawing, up he came. In a game in which the lead changed hands 9 times and we were tied 7. Philadelphia moves along 107-103. SportsCenter's next. So long.
It's one part of